Hello, Anime Recapper here, and welcome to another video. After his parents die, a young boy named Yuri takes over the family mansion, but he can't pay for servants. He tries to run the mansion on his own but fails horribly. He is even more suspicious when a maid named Lilith shows up and says she will work for free. Yuri believes her because of how serious she is and how intense her purple eyes are. Even though she is good at her job, Yuri becomes more suspicious of her. He watches her all the time and can't sleep because he keeps thinking about her. Lilith knows that Yuri suspects her, but she seems amused by it and even teases him about it. However, she gets upset when Yuri accidentally tells her he thinks she's pretty. He thinks she is a magician and asks her what she wants, but she says she doesn't want to tell him. This makes Yuri even more suspicious. Yuri finds her awake in the kitchen at midnight and accuses her of using a love potion to make him fall in love with her. In reality, she was just learning how to make his favorite foods. Yuri thinks it's weird when Lilith calls him by name like they're married, so he tells her to stop until they get to know each other better. Lilith has a picture of Yuri, and in a flashback, we see that she got a letter soon after Yuri's parents died, which made her go to the mansion right away to be his maid. Lilith gives Yuri gifts, which makes him think she's trying to win his love. This makes him feel bad, so he tells her he'll win her over instead. When Lilith goes missing, he starts to worry until he finds her playing with a lost cat. Yuri says that he is scared of cats, but he wants to get over that fear. When Lilith leaves, a new, more aggressive cat shows up. Yuri chases it away, and the stray cat becomes his friend. Lilith is clearly jealous of Yuri petting the cat, and when Yuri also pets her, she feels embarrassed. Yuri draws morning glory flowers, but she won't show Lilith the drawing until it's done. He thinks that Lilith's good cooking is due to a love potion, so he asks her to teach him how to cook. He praises her food and even asks her to marry him, which makes her feel bad. Yuri notices that the food he cooked tastes different. He thinks Lilith means love potion when she says that's because the food she cooks has her love in it. Later, Lilith finds the morning glory sketch where Yuri said that the flowers were as beautiful as her eyes. Yuri is curious about what Lilith does after he goes to bed, but he falls asleep before he can find out. It turns out that Lilith waits for him to go to sleep so she can watch him sleep. Lilith is anxious. Yuri is becoming more suspicious of her because he thinks her love magic is making him like her. As he keeps an eye on her all the time, Lilith tries different ways to seem trustworthy, but each one only makes him like her and suspect her more. Lilith suggests that they play chess, but Yuri says that he used to play chess with his father and that he remembers his mother trying to make a pudding while he and his father played. Lilith tells him that they can play chess whenever he wants. This makes him happy. The next day, Yuri is sad when he gets home from school, so Lilith makes him pudding to cheer him up. She is surprised when he eats it without being suspicious. She is worried by the fact that he doesn't seem suspicious, and she wonders if she should act suspicious on purpose. Yuri tells her that his school is having an open house, but he worries that she is so suspicious that other people will like her as much as he does. Lilith is glad that Yuri is still suspicious of her, and she decides to go to the party. Yuri is sad that Lilith doesn't come with her other parents, but she is happy when she shows up wearing a male butler's uniform that Fujisaki let her borrow. Yuri thanks her for coming, and Lilith hopes that they've gotten closer because of it. Yuri is practicing for sports festival and invites Lilith to attend so she can watch him compete. Tsukasa continues to spy on them. Worried she may become a stalker, Fujisaki tries to distract Tsukasa away from Yuri by appearing cute herself. Lilith helps Yuri practice, exhausting him, so she offers to massage him, which she is so skilled at he immediately becomes suspicious. Tsukasa's parents are unable to attend the festival, so Fujisaki offers to attend, not realizing until too late that Tsukasa manipulated her. On the day of the festival, Yuri is especially competitive and Tsukasa suspects he is trying to impress Lilith. She is then shocked when Lilith claims Yuri will receive a reward if he wins, causing Tsukasa to think their taboo relationship is now sexual. Fujisaki criticizes Lilith for appearing in public where everyone can see her there. Lilith is surprised when Yuri reveals she has to compete in the parents' obstacle race, but when he cheers for her she wins first place. His classmates complain that a maid doesn't count as a parent, so he claims Lilith is his precious family. As he describes his feelings, Lilith is embarrassed. He makes her sound more like a girlfriend than a parent. Though this makes Yuri suspicious, she is using magic to make him feel things again. When Lilith gets caught in the rain, she jokes and asks Yuri to take a bath with her. He tells her they can't because they aren't married yet, which surprises her. Yuri confirms that the rain gave Lilith a fever when she starts acting strangely. Lilith cries about how useless she is as a maid, but Yuri tells her to focus on getting better. Lilith doesn't understand why Yuri wants to help her with chores and spend more time with her. Yuri wants to go as a sorcerer to Tsukasa's Halloween party, which she has invited him to. Lilith says by accident that she used to work at another mansion, but Yuri doesn't notice. Yuri makes her wear a costume, so she dresses up as a dragon girl maid. This makes Tsukasa think about them again and again, which drives her crazy. Fujisaki feels bad when Tsukasa makes her dress up like a princess for a picture. The next day, letters arrive in the mail for Lilith. Yuri is less suspicious of Lilith these days, but when she tries to hide the letters, he is suspicious again. She says that she has been hiding from her old boss, but that they have found her and told her to go back. Yuri won't let her go because he's still under her magic spell and she's his maid, not hers. Lilith throws the letters away, and Yuri gives her his first hug. Yuri thinks about Lilith constantly. Tsukasa realizes he is oblivious, so she tells him he is in love. Lilith is concerned when Yuri ignores her, even when she teases him suggestively. Yuri almost asks her about love, but decides to ask Tsukasa. Yuri worries Lilith might leave one day, though Tsukasa insists Lilith is happiest with Yuri. To explain love, Tsukasa invites him to read her romance light novels, though these are confiscated by Fujisaki before Yuri can be corrupted. Yuri returns to normal, confusing Lilith again. During art class, Yuri decides to draw Lilith to expose her true nature, initially causing Lilith to fear he means to draw her naked. Yuri is repeatedly unsatisfied with his drawing and begins to lose sleep. As he tries to sleep, he confesses to Lilith his confusion and worries he knows nothing about the real her. Lilith helps him sleep with a lullaby his mother used to sing. Yuri awakens well-rested but fails to remember what he and Lilith talked about. As he had such a good sleep, he insists Lilith sleep beside him again, though Lilith worries she is in danger of becoming sleep-deprived too. Despite the drawing not being finished to Yuri's satisfaction, it wins an award during art class. When Lilith gets dressed up and goes out, Yuri thinks she has a date. Lilith meets Fujisaki in a cafe. She remembers that Fujisaki was a bad kid in school, but that he changed quickly after he graduated. Lilith now knows that meeting Tsukasa is what made her change. She hopes that one day she and Yuri will be this close. Fujisaki tells her that if she wants Yuri to open up to her, she needs to do the same. Lilith isn't sure what to do about this. Yuri, who had been following her, comes back home quickly and talks to her. Hearing her and Fujisaki made him think back to when he was younger and his parents brought a lonely, unapproachable girl into the house. He now knows it was Lilith, and that when his mother was away, she often sang him his mother's lullaby. Lilith wants to tell him everything, but Yuri thinks he needs to remember things on his own. Tsukasa sees that Yuri is acting differently and thinks that he and Lilith are making progress. Yuri sees from how she reacts that he hasn't been suspicious of Lilith the whole time. Instead, he has been falling in love with her. He runs home and tells Lilith right away that he loves her. Before she can answer, another maid named Natsume walks up to them. She has been looking for Lilith and demands that she come back with her right away. Lilith explains she and Natsume were maids for the same employer. Natsume is disappointed Lilith serves a child and determines Yuri's educational level and lack of wealth makes him an unsuitable master. And yet everything he does seems to impress Lilith. Lilith confronts Natsume over being obsessed with her and demands she respect her wish to stay with Yuri. Having recently realized his own feelings for Lilith, Yuri realizes Natsume probably loves Lilith too. Natsume eventually admits she loves Lilith. Yuri returns to school and Lilith resumes her duties. Natsume refuses to believe Lilith is happy serving Yuri, though she cannot reconcile this belief with how he and Lilith act around each other. Yuri also observes Natsume and doubts she is a maid like Lilith, which is only proven when Natsume burns food, ruins the laundry, and causes more mess than she manages to clean. This actually makes Lilith nostalgic as Natsume would always make mistakes Lilith would end up fixing for her. Later, while bathing together, Lilith is actually relieved Natsume is there as she has no idea how to respond to Yuri's earlier declaration of love. Natsume grudgingly admits Yuri is a good master and he clearly makes Lilith happy, though she doesn't tell Lilith why this is, deciding Lilith needs to realize it on her own. Yuri tells Tsukasa about Natsume, who is happy that Yuri has a rival for Lilith's love. Natsume goes to pick up Yuri from school. When she gets there, she sees Fujisaki, who scares her. Natsume wants to leave soon, but since Christmas is coming up, she wants to buy Lilith a gift first. Yuri is picked on by older boys, but Natsume saves him, and she is proud of how he stood up to them. Natsume asks Yuri for help planning a surprise Christmas party for Lilith. Yuri tells Lilith that he is going to spend Christmas with Tsukasa, which makes her sad. Natsume then invites Lilith over on Christmas so Yuri, Tsukasa, and Fujisaki can decorate the house and bake a cake. Natsume finds it hard to talk to Lilith, but they have a good time together. Natsume gives Lilith a pen and asks her to write letters to her after she leaves. Lilith buys Natsume hair clips. Natsume is surprised when she gets back to the mansion, because Yuri had planned with Lilith to throw the party for her instead. The party goes well, and when Tsukasa goes home and Natsume goes to sleep, Yuri gives her a pair of woolen mittens that Lilith helped him knit. Lilith's former master appears. Natsume admits to Yuri that he has made her confident enough to confess to the man she loves. Her and Lilith's master. Master is happy Lilith is enjoying working for Yuri. Lilith reveals that when she was young her parents suddenly vanished. Yuri's parents, who were friends with her parents, took her in so she decided to become a maid to spend her life repaying them. Unfortunately, during her training at Master's mansion Yuri's parents died, so she left to look after Yuri immediately. Yuri is afraid Lilith is leaving, but Master assures him he is just there to collect Natsume and of course Lilith will stay with Yuri. After Master and Natsume leave it is awkward as Yuri and Lilith have not been alone for some time. Lilith asks if Yuri wants to go anywhere and agrees when he asks if it is a date. In town Tsukasa spots their date but is stopped from following them by Fujisaki. Yuri and Lilith go see the Christmas lights and Lilith is finally brave enough to ask what kind of love Yuri has for her. Yuri admits he doesn't know yet but they both look forward to staying together to find out. The next day it snows so Yuri and Lilith make snowmen of each other, but Lilith is embarrassed when Yuri adds 6 snow children next to them. That's it for now. Remember to like and subscribe. See you soon.